Chaos costs money. Most organizations that I work with and have worked with really struggle with controlling the chaos within the context of delivering usable working product to their customers. They find that the work is substandard. We've got a lot of bugs hitting production. We've perhaps got a lot of rework happening because things aren't quite what we expect them to be, or don't meet the minimum standard for our organization. And we end up going down dead ends. I'm going to need to explain that, but a lot of the time, and I do this as well when I'm building products, is you try and figure out a solution to the problem you've got, right? You've got a problem, you know where you want to get to, where you want to get to just now, and you come up with a solution that gets you to that thing that you want to get to. But over time, that where you want to get to does in fact shift, right? It could shift because of different market opportunities that arise, or it could shift because we were scaling, right? So we came up with a solution that was on par at the time we came up with a solution, but now it's subpar. It doesn't, it's slow. We're running into problems. We're having a lot of support calls because of technology choices that we made that are no longer valid. You see this a lot in the extreme in the airlines and car rental companies, right? They have a lot of, I would call it technical debt. The choices that were made at the time that they've never gone back around and refactored, right? So they still have mainframe systems and they don't have people who understand the mainframe systems anymore. So they get double problems. Not only do they still have those mainframes, but nobody in the organization knows how they work, how to re-implement them, how to manage them, where to kick them when something goes wrong. And that happens all the time in technology, right? The technology moves forward. I work with lots of organizations who have solved problems in ways that made perfect sense at the time because there was no solution on the shelf out there that you could go get. I've got one customer that built their own source control system because they started developing software 30 years ago. And 30 years ago, building software at scale, there weren't very many options for source control systems. The ones that were out there maybe didn't fit their needs, so they created their own one. But today, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, right? There are plenty of good source control systems out there. Git is the de facto standard, and they should have all of their code, all of their systems on Git. But you need to invest time and money to move from what you had before to what you need now. And that's part of this story of technical leadership and engineering excellence. We need to be focused on ensuring that our systems and processes that our people are using are as effective as possible so that their job is as slick and easy as possible, right? Satya does good work on this at Microsoft, right? He would rather people spent, the best engineers, the most skilled people spent time on optimizing the systems that we have, because then we can come back around and build all the features we want because we have these really slick systems. And it seems like it's a cost, right? But actually these systems, that slickness of these systems that control the chaos, are a value center because they are the thing that supports our ability to deliver new features. A great example is the Azure DevOps team. They, back in 2012, before they improved their systems, they were delivering something like 24, 25 features to production each year with 650 people. With an application of technical excellence and effort, right? This is not for free, and great technical leadership within the organization. They took that from 25 features to production each year to over 600 features to production each year. And that difference was because they paid back a lot of the, I'm going to say technical debt. Some of it was technical debt. Other stuff was technical cruft, just build up of, I don't know, sediment, build up of rust in your system, because things get old. Technology moves really fast and we need to keep up with it. And because they made those changes, just one simple thing, they flipped from lots of long-running system tests to unit tests. Took them 4 years of effort to get there, but they took their engineering team's ability to see whether what they've done works from 48 hours down to 3.5 minutes. Think what that would do to your productivity if you had to wait 48 hours to find out if the simplest change had been successful. You'd push bigger and bigger changes through the pipe. So when you do have a problem, it's harder and harder to figure out what that problem is. Whereas if you're able to find out if it works in 3.5 minutes, you'll be running that all the time on the smallest changes you make, and you will build a better product that's more scalable and has less band-aids, right? You're not out with the super glue and sticky tape trying to seal over the gaps for bad choices that you made because you didn't know that there was a problem. You didn't know it wasn't going to meet the standard. So that cost of chaos is because of poor technical leadership and low engineering excellence. You might call it engineering mediocrity within an organization. You can solve these problems by having your best engineers, your best people focus on delivering the systems, the optimizations to the systems that you need, so everybody on every team has the easiest possible job adding value in your product.